Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Fabs in the house, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the house with something pretty cool right over here. Look at this McNees PM Mac2 right over here in the house. I'm gonna check out the look, the sound, and the feel of this bad boy. But as usual, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this fella. Look at this, comes with a nice box, nice tattoo art kind of thing going on, some bubble wrap. You get a nice, I don't know, might be titanium card, certificate of authenticity. All the information's gonna be here, and of course you get your little beast. Look at this. This is a pretty cool one. Let's check out this size. You get a 3-inch long blade, 3.5, a little bit more inch long handle, and a 6 and something like 6.6 inches overall. So to understand better, look at this small Sebenza 21. You got TRM Atom in the mix right there. Something similar right over there. You get the Anso Orso, another Thai frame lock, as well as this pretty cool skiff drifter with a nice Dama core blade. Not Dama core, but milled blade for this pretty cool Tempest by Brian Nadeau, and Duck from Cody Utzler to complete this little overview for the size comparison on some titanium frame lock, because look at this pretty cool titanium frame lock going on with some studs. It is a very interesting one, reminiscent in a way of a small Sebenza, because I mean kinda reminds a little bit construction, because they are both frame locks with standoff. In this case we get a couple of standoffs. You get lanyard hole drilled through the scales. The chamfer is rounded off, as you can see on this side nicely, on all the edges, and you have no internal skeletonization on this side, on the lock side, sorry, on the lock side, but you get it on the other side. You see right over there, some holes drilled, but they stop a little bit before here, so they reduce the weight in a nice way, even if the slabs are quite thick. But overall, I mean, the design is pretty cool. The finish of the handle is a pretty cool stone wash, so it kind of hides snail trails pretty well. You have no internal chamfering, as you can see right over there. Simple construction, pivot right over here, which has a little bit of an orange peel finish to it. Nice little touch. And 2 screws for the handle with these standoffs, which are titanium, and they look pretty good. Very simple. There's no stainless steel lock face insert, as you can see, but this guy has no lock stick whatsoever, so it works pretty well. You have a little bit of I have a little bit of a mixed feeling for the lock bar access, because I mean it's good, because like you tend to use a knife like that usually, so right over here, that's amazing. So it's the probably the quickest way to close a knife, right? So you use it, you cut like that, and then since you have it in this position, all you have to do is this to unlock, and that's great. It works great. But if you like to do your thing and then access the lock bar with your thumb, that's not ideal. You have kind of like to jam it a little bit, and then you're gonna be able to close it. So that's I have a little bit of mixed feelings about this area here, but still feels good in the hand. You have a nice blade going on over here. Jimping is effective. Dual thumb studs going on this 20 CV steel blade with a nice stone wash finish. Swedge going on in a nice way, because it intersects the flat over here, and it goes up to the tip right there. Quite symmetrical, so that's not too bad. There's a little bit of chamfer also going on over here, so it's not sharp at all. You have a tiny bit of belly going on over here, probably like 30%, and straight edge up to the sharpening choil. You can see right over there, that's not like super thin behind the edge, 0.148. And right over here, it gets it gets quite thick right after the micro bevel. Look at that, it's going to be 0.0275. So yeah, you can feel it. You have this engraving, which is nice because it's deep, so it's not just like ink or laser etched. It's a nice deep touch, which is not really bad. I mean, looks pretty good. Nice flats. This is a flat grind. On the other side, you have USA, also engraved right there. And yeah, right over here, right in the puddle of oil, you get CPM 20CV for the steel. This thing is also sounding like this. It's a little bit dry and loud at the same time. It's interesting. It's a pretty unique, quite peculiar clank. A little bit higher pitch if you do a reverse flick. Interesting. Okay, slower, lower, of course. And yeah, it's nice. Let's check the weight, because the weight reduction from the internal skeletonization is going to work nicely, but the slabs are quite thick. So let's do in ounces, because you like ounces, right? 3.36, 37, 36. Yes, so yeah, that's well contained, not too shabby. And for example, as a reference, like a small Sebenza is 2.93. So you have a reference for that. Ergonomically speaking, this is pretty good. Has a little bit of a hot spot kind of right at this point for me. And this area works pretty well. The jimping also is effective. Really not feeling any sharp edges or corners from the pocket clip, which is, by the way, titanium tip-up carry only. It goes really well in the pocket, I have to say, but because the thumb stud right over here, it's sticking out. When you put this guy in the pocket is gonna tend to snag right over here. So just angle it a little bit of like that and just insert that into the pocket. So it's gonna slide in and out nicely. It's not my favorite design, but works well. You also have some nice finish inside the lock bar, cut relief. Sorry, look at that, very interesting, and it works well. So because the overall build is super solid. I mean, you have a nice top pin right there. There's zero flex. This thing is like kind of like a small, a little bit overbuilt knife. Look at the stock. I mean, it's a very solid knife. You have a nice feeling in this hand. Fit and finish is good. I mean, it's well put together, but I don't see anything going on that's bad or noticeable. I mean, you have the screws which are screwed in onto the slab of titanium, which might be like a construction way to reduce cost, because it's easier for that. Looks well made. You see at the end these screws are nicely done, well, that's pretty good. But all after, at the end of the day, I mean, it's a very good knife. It feels absolutely solid in the hand. But the thing that I really like the most about this fella is the action. This is crazy good. Like, this is dialed in, guys. Like a very cool detent. I like it. Snappy. It's a small knife for my hands, but this is super nice. You can easily do kind of like this. You see, like a reverse flick. It is a pleasure. You can of course use two hands, but this is gonna be nice. And when you're like that, you just do this to close it, and that works amazingly. Like this, it's just a great thing. So really cool action for this fella running on bearings. And the closing action also, you see, is nice and smooth. So it works very, very well. Oops, without cutting my table, I'm gonna close this video saying that this is a pretty cool knife. It's a gray one, as you can see, but it looks good. It's well made. It's not gonna break the bank. You're gonna buy something US made, and yeah, this is a tough little one. So there you have it. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. Stay tuned.